Hello all and welcome, and I'm MGTOW philosopher. And in this video I would like to talk about a posting I came across where a young man is discussing the problem he had when he went to a family gathering and he was single and all of his relatives started commenting on it. And I thought this was interesting because most MGTOW guys, men going their own way, have this problem where at some point their relatives are going to comment on the fact that they are alone, see it as some kind of problem. And then you have to essentially decide whether or not you're going to share your beliefs with them about how women really are, or you're just going to lie or omit or just, obfuscate, whatever. So this young man went through that, and let's see what he has to say, and then I'll give you my thoughts as we go.
So, it was my grandpa's birthday yesterday, and we went out for dinner. My cousins even brought their boyfriend, girlfriend. Yeah, it should be boyfriend, girlfriends. Somewhere in there, that, show you it's plural. Anyway, since I am 27 and managed to stay single so far, which I say, congratulations, good for you. That's an accomplishment these days with all the peer pressure. It was pretty much inevitable that someone would ask me about that missing someone by my side. Of course, people have various reasons. If they're family, sometimes it's genuine concern. Sometimes it's a fake concern used to mask wanting to feel superior. Whatever the case might be, none of their business, of course. They think because they're related to you, though, they somehow have the right, that relation action between you and them gives them the right to comment. Of course, they don't. None of their business. Anyhow, it goes on to say, two of my aunts did so independently with various weird ideas of their own. I guess they, what weird, let's see what he has to say. My first aunt asked me what became of the girl I went on holiday with this year. Somehow her brain couldn't process that she was just a good friend from school, and we merely went sightseeing without any romantic interest in each other. Oh, well, that's a little strange, boy. You can't have female friends. What are you doing? And by the way, why would you want to be friends with a woman? No guy, unless he's gay. This guy must be gay or something. I mean, there's something wrong with this guy. I don't know what it is. I mean, he's clearly not fully red pill, because you don't be friends with women. It's a total waste of time. Total waste of time. After all, I had spent a week alone with a female of maiden age, so there was only one possible reason for me still being single. Gay? You gay? She was too picky. Oh, my God. No. First of all, I can't imagine a man. This guy, I don't know why he's posted on a MGTOW forum. Already I'm getting the image of a cuck simp wimp, and this might have to go in my cuck simp wimp series. I haven't finished reading it yet, but he seems pretty wimpy to me. You're on a did you pay for it? Did you pay for the trip? I would need to get more details, but he certainly sounds like a wimp. You spent a week alone with a chick. There was no relationship there. Why? I don't understand this. I can barely tolerate women's company. I mean, they're perfectly fine. I mean, I tolerate them. Yeah, okay, yeah, whatever. But you generally have to humor them and try to entertain them. They want to be entertained. They're like little children. I don't get this. Anyway, let's continue. After a while, I gave up on trying to make her understand that I had no romantic interest in the woman. What are you going on a trip with her for? I don't get it. Well, that's not the subject of the video, but that's strange. She just couldn't comprehend. Yeah, aunts. Well, yeah, might be around my age or a little older, around the same age. Yeah, she's a woman. Of course she can't comprehend that. Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ, what are you doing going out with this woman? And this woman, you're taking her on vacation. She's going on vacation with you, and you're not getting any pussy? The aunt must have been just like, Jesus Christ, he's not getting any pussy. Why is he with this chick if he's not getting pussy? Did he pay for the trip? And, of course, the aunt is automatically assuming that you paid for everything. So, of course, she's like, geez Louise, he paid for everything, but he didn't get any pussy. Something's wrong with this boy. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing, but for different reasons. She just couldn't comprehend. Well, I mean, if he did pay for everything, he at least should have gotten something out of it. I hope he didn't. If she paid for her own trip, then my only question, since I'm not a woman, I'm sure her question is, what the fuck did you go out with her for and spend all that time with her if she wasn't giving you vaginas? If even she knows somehow, deep down, that there's really no benefit for a man to be with a woman except for pussy. Because they're terrible company.
But my question would be, what the hell? What were you spending time with her for unless she wasn't giving you pussy? Oh, well, actually, we do have the deep down. She has the same concern deep down, or the same curiosity or wondering, and I have the actual concern. What the hell's wrong with you, pal? Anyway, she just couldn't comprehend, so I went to this side of the table and joined the conversation. Oh, that must have been awkward. You get up and leave talking to your aunt and move to another table. I assume you were at a restaurant or something. A little weird. Or maybe they were at someone's house. Oh, no, they maybe were at someone's house. Who knows? What the fuck does it matter, I guess? Anyway, it took quite a while until my other aunt brought up the topic, of course. But she brought it up eventually. All these old hags with nothing better to do, and all their kids have grown up and left the house, try and gerrymander your life into some kind of semblance of normality, even though theirs probably sucks. Both her kids are in somewhat stable relationships, and she was worried that there was something wrong with me. Just a typical broad. They like to try and control and manipulate and fix things, you know. You ever notice that with women? They love to try and improve men, help men, fix men, make them better. And by the way, that's with everything, and they usually do a terrible job. Isn't it interesting that everything that they seem to enjoy doing, we actually do better? I haven't found a woman yet that can fix anything well. I was at a female car mechanic. I should have known to get the hell out of there. I went to this freaking garage, and they said, the best mechanic here is a woman. I should have got the hell out of there. Meanwhile, 10,000 miles later, the bearings and all my car was friggin' shot, and it turns out that dumb broad who fixed it put the tires back on out of alignment. I was wondering, why is this car shimmying so much? So I just spent thousands of dollars to get repaired what the dumb bitch fucked up that the car mechanic said was a wonderful mechanic. Should have known. Should have known. They don't fix anything well. I decided not to play charades and just plainly told her that marriage and children are the worst thing a man can decide to do currently. Oh my God, you did that? Okay. She, of all people, should know. Not only has she been divorced herself, she even lamented the way her ex-husband has been treated tax-wise after they split. Oh, she knows it, but it favors her. So, in the end, she's the champion of other women. She's not your champion. See, guys, women are like a fucking fraternity, it seems, in this way. I mean, she's all for... other than that, yeah, okay, not really. I'm overthinking things. Yeah, they're just totally lacking in self-awareness. That's what's going on here. A total lack in self-awareness. This broad doesn't even realize how dangerous she is to men. Okay. Not only has she been divorced herself, she even lamented the way her ex-husband has been treated tax-wise after they split. But no, she tried to convince me. Yeah, right. Cognitive dissonance. Some guy made the mistake with her. You have to make the same mistake with some other woman. All women are not the same. Yeah, there's lots of marriages that actually work out. Yada, yada, yada. The old no-alt argument. And that's the argument you're going to hear from women. You're never going to hear from a woman that all women are like that because they're women. They're never going to admit they're all like that because they're a woman. If they admitted all women were like that, they would be admitting that they are like that. And even in case of a divorce, where one person divorce rapes another, no matter who wins. Wait. I skipped a line or something. It's very difficult to read, these tiny little letters. But no, she tried to convince me. There's lots of marriages that actually work out, and even in case of a divorce, sometimes the male can... What? Sometimes the male can divorce, rape the female if she's rich. And when does this happen? When does this happen? When do rich guys marry... And when do poor guys marry rich women? I don't see this trend. Wait. When is this happening? How many mimbos are out there that are marrying rich women for their money? It's just very rare. Sounds to me like you're... I see. Your aunt is trying to create a false equivalency here so she can feel better about ass raping her former husband. So she's trying to equalize things. Well... Yeah, but men can do that to women, too. I don't even see how that would make any difference. I mean, why would that make it better? Even if men did it to women, as much as women do it to men, who gives a fuck? What does that have to do with anything? It wouldn't change the fact that it still happens that as much as it does with women. Why would that make me more inclined to get married? Your aunt doesn't sound very bright, son. why the fuck would I want to enter a contract where one person divorce rapes another no matter who wins? Right, that's what I just said. And no, I don't want to do a coin flip for the marriage. It's not a coin flip, son. You'd have to flip that coin a lot more than just once or twice. You'd have to flip that thing 4.5 times. You can't flip it 4 times. So you have to flip it 5 times. And 4 of those times, it would have to land on heads. If we're making heads, the marriage lasting. Well, no, let's do a little percentage. Okay, so let's say the 50% thing. I don't know why the coin flip is the one they use. All right, why don't we take a coin, okay, and flip it 10 times? And if it lands 5 times heads, but they didn't even do that. Let's just flip the coin once at random. But you'd be much better off statistically, doing it that way. And you'd have to flip it 9 times, son. You'd have to flip it 9 times instead of 5 times and get it landing on heads 9 times. Okay? For your marriage to last, because 93.4% of first marriages end before 10 years. I made a video talking about that. You should check it out. Which by no means is what I would call working out. There probably are more unhappily married men than happy ones. Yeah, many more. She even delivered good arguments against marriage. Of course, she's an idiot woman. She's trying to argue for a position. She argues against it instead because it's such a bad position to try and take to be for marriage that it's impossible to argue for it. Like persons changing over time and one should not expect to find a partner for life anymore. Well, then why would you get married? And she's divorced. What's she talking about? She was even in favor of marriage being automatically terminated after 7 years. Holy shit! And she's trying to tell you marriage is a good thing. I mean, she's clearly operating under a severe amount of cognitive dissonance, if not actively prolonged by both partners. Oh, like remarriage. Huh. I don't know about that. She was even in favor of marriage with you. Okay, so, but why would you try to make someone marry if it's almost doomed to fail? If you even want it to fail by default, and you know it most likely will suck hard for the one you try to advise it to. God, people today can't write worse shit. Sorry for the little rant, but I just overdosed on female logic. Well, you clearly didn't overdose on fucking grammar and spelling, you pinhead, making me try to read your crap with the crappy writing. It sucks. This gets to me sometimes. Jesus Christ, learn how to fucking write, moron. Learn the difference between a plural and a singular. You pinhead, a singular and a fucking plural. So he was faced with a dilemma here, and I think I'm going to talk about this a little. So I think that all men have this dilemma at some point, unless your family are all dead like mine, then you don't have a real problem. Not that I would give a fuck anyway what my family thought, even if they weren't all dead. I wouldn't give a shit. You care? You want me to be married? What the fuck do I care? You're 100 years old. You're out of fucking touch. That's how old they have to be. My grandparents would have to be 110 to still be alive. I don't think so. But yeah, this guy, aside from sounding like a cuck pussy simp mangina wimp boy for going on a vacation with a chick for a week and not banging her, essentially, you made a mistake, I think. Don't tell your family. First of all, it's none of their goddamn business, okay? It's none of their goddamn business, all right? What you're going your own way for. I just, I would just make the excuse, I got a lot of work. I just don't have the time. I haven't met the right person. I mean, these are very easy little colloquialisms to use. And, in essence, they're true. You haven't found the right person. And the fact that that's impossible doesn't change the fact that that's true. You haven't found the right person because they don't exist. But it's still true. You didn't find the right person. So I think you're not lying. That's not even a lie of omission. You're being honest. Well, it is somewhat omitting. I mean, you're not telling the whole truth, but really you are. I mean, it's not a lie, really. And anyway, regardless, I mean, we could argue about the whether or not that's partial lie or something. I mean, honestly, that's the truth. You didn't find the right person. you're just very busy with work, you haven't found the right person, and that's true. And just leave it at that. Because your relatives are not going to understand. They're going to be older than you. They're not going to be clued in to reality of present day, especially if you're my age. And they're just not going to get it. They're not going to get it. I mean, maybe your father, but maybe not. It depends on what kind of pussy that he was. But really, my advice on this issue as to whether or not you should share your viewpoints with family is a resounding no. Because some of your family are women, they're wholly irrational, and they will take your views on the dangerous nature of being with a woman in a long-term relationship or committed relationship as a personal attack. Women just can't separate themselves from emotions. They cannot be detached. They can't see, oh, he's not talking about me because he's not somebody I could possibly date or he wants to bang or anything. So it's not directed at me. But they won't see it that way. It is directed at them. It is a personal attack in their eyes, and they will see it as their mission to convince you otherwise, no matter how logical and reasonable your arguments are. And the reasons and the arguments are perfectly valid. But you're not going to convince a female relative of that. Good luck with that. So don't tell them. That's my advice. Don't lie. Be honest, but only to a certain point. Beyond that, it's none of their fucking business anyway. I mean, I would have no problem with you just say it's none of your business. It's really none of your business, you know. I like saying you're your family, but it's really none of your business, and I'm not going to discuss it. And if you want to make an issue out of it, I can get the hell out of here. It's none of your business. But that could be seen as rude, of course. So, you know, as could asking questions of that kind of personal nature. But hey, they're allowed, and you're not allowed to have a view or opinion that goes against the grain. Meaning it's perfectly okay for them to ask questions about your personal life, but it's not okay for you to refuse to respond. I see. So that's my advice on the whole subject. And this guy got himself into a whole bunch of trouble and spent the whole night trying to explain to his relatives why this, why that. Don't even bother. Women are like ideologues when it comes to themselves and men's views of women and their own dangerous natures. They're completely blind to it, and they have an ideology that they follow that say a man should marry a woman. He needs to marry a woman. It's good for a man to marry a woman. That's his place in society. Meanwhile, they don't adhere to any of their own gender roles. It's just a lot of double standard nonsense. Women should be free and liberated, but men can't be free and liberated. I see. That's great. You can be an old spinster broad freezing your eggs. No problem. But if you're a man, no, that's not allowed in society. Unless you want to face that kind of long night of being grilled by family and then having your choices judged and you being judged and shamed, just tell them, haven't met the right person, I'm very busy. And then they'll say, oh, you should try to get out more. Oh, okay, fine, whatever, auntie. And then change the fucking subject. That's all you need to do. So I'm MGTOW philosopher. What do you think about that? Share your comments. I would especially like to hear from people who've had a similar experience and what happened to them when they did or did not share this with their family. And if it kind of falls in line with what happened to this guy. And that's it. Please like, subscribe, donate to my Patreon if you can. YouTube is continuing to demonetize me, of course. I don't know why. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys, and have a good day. Take care.